Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Monday. It's a Mugshot Monday. I'm here with Keisha. We are here to talk about
Hi.
Love After Lockup, and this is on video. You can head over to YouTube and look up Pink Shade Podcast to see us. And we're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing video. We're trying to do video every Monday. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to keep
We've
up
been
with
on a pretty good roll.
Yeah. I think we're keeping up with the time.
I gave 0 fucks today. I just sort of had Mary Payne. If you're not watching it, Mary Payne looks like a hottie.
Oh,
She
yeah.
looks like somebody broke her back last night in a
Wow.
good way.
Wow.
And like she went to the spa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She looks like she drank all the collagen. She's looking really, really good.
This is called, I actually did my makeup, which I normally don't do. I normally just slap on some mascara for this and then hope the filter does its magic. But I put on, I'm going out to dinner tonight. So I was like, I'll just go ahead and put all the makeup on my face. And
I
yeah.
thought she did it for me. And now the
yes,
truth comes out.
That's what I meant to
It's
say.
too late.
That's what I meant to say.
Come out. Mm-hmm.
Rewind.
Sure. This was a good episode.
This was a good episode. I've got a lot of good episodes I was writing notes for this week. We had a very good episode of Forbidden Love. That is coming to an end. There are only 8 episodes. Episode 7 will also drop today on Monday. And then there's another brand new show, Before the 90 Days. And that's got some real hot messes on there.
Really?
Oh my gosh, Keisha. There's a girl from Frisco named Tiger Lily. And she talks like this, like, oh my God. So I got married when I was 30. And so anyway,
did you say she got married when she was 3?
30.
Oh, 30. I thought you said 3. I was like, they start early over there.
No, she basically like got married to this guy. He was very controlling and like had cameras all over the house and all this. She got divorced. And so the next logical thing is she's very, very wealthy now because of this first marriage.
Oh, okay.
Unclear how.
I have I
have my friend from Frisco looking into it. But she's like, so anyway, my boyfriend is Adnan. He's 22 and lives in Jordan. And when we get there, we have to get married because he's Muslim. So we have to get married the first day I'm there. Smart, real smart, real
first
smart.
Day you're there.
Yeah.
Her therapist is that money fast.
Yeah. The therapist is like, what about your finances and stuff? Like, you know, and she goes, I don't know. Like he could have more money than me. And the therapist is like, have you talked to him about it? No.
Yeah, I need to know that first. Like I need to see your bank statement. I need to see all of that before I come over and marry you on the first day of us meeting.
Yeah, it's not going to go well for Tiger Lily from Frisco. No.
Oh.
No, she's real pretty though. Real pretty.
Is she? Well, if she talks the way that how you're saying, she thought she needs to be pretty.
She talks like all the Kardashians combined with like the vocal fry and like the baby talk.
I can't stand it because they don't really talk like that.
No, because you can hear it when it slips a little bit.
Yeah, you know, you can hear Paris Hilton.
Yes,
like you'll hear her on a video. It's like, and then all of a sudden, my name is Bill. Like her voice sort of like you hear her real voice. It's like, oh, so that's what you really sound like.
My name is Bill. Oh my God,
I caught you, Paris.
By the way, if you guys didn't see the reel that I put up of Keisha and I last week. That shit was so funny when we were recording for Love is Blind UK and a spider. By the way, still haven't found that spider.
He is gone. He was like, I don't know who those 2 women were, but I'm warning all of my friends not to go into this office ever again in life. I don't know what was wrong with those 40 plus women over there, but no, thank you.
My gosh. It's on my list downstairs. I've got like, call the Sugar House for a brow wax, do this. Like I've got lists of things I got to do on Tuesday when everything goes. Number 1, call the bug man. So we can't have this. Anna
messaged me. She said, my mom was like editing this and she could not stop laughing. I'm like, it's funny.
I could not stop laughing. Every time you jumped back and go, oh my God. I laughed every time. Even thinking about it this morning, I started laughing.
I was so serious because I don't know. I felt like whatever it was going to get me too. Like it's going to get the both of us.
Crying. Oh, and I did a bunch of clips last night that I haven't made into a reel yet, but I'm going to do it here in the next day of
Mm.
Amy and I recording this weekend on Hey Bunky on the $5 level of Pink Shade Prime covering um 90 Days Happily Ever After doing Angela.
Mm.
So I started like Angela said this and Amy goes, Mary Payne, hopefully this is the last time we're ever going to see Angela on our television. This is going to be the last time you ever have to imitate her. You got to do it right.
Yes.
And I was like, all right. So I just put a bunch of shit in my hair and stuffed a bunch of stuff in my bra, you know? And then I found some Angela merch that I have here on my board because, you know, I've got everything in this office. I mean,
yes.
when I tell you, watching it back, I was crying laughing at how stupid I am and crying laughing at Amy.
It's reaction to it.
Yeah. Well, her also pretending like she was Sean Robinson. It was, you guys, sometimes in this job, you know, I'm just like grateful because it's just fun sometimes. It's fun most of the time. Yeah.
That's how I fell in love with you. Was you doing the imitations of the impersonations of Angela?
Oh
I was like, who is this Southern lady that just breaks out and starts sounding like Angela? I was like, I like her. I like when she's on. I'm like, she's funny. That's how I fell in love with Mary Payne.
Listen, I know a lot of Angelas in my life, and I'm sure you've run across a few yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. If you live in the South, you know quite a few. Thank everybody. Keep Michael strong. I'm interviewing Emily and Kobe next week, and I'm going to ask them if they're housing Michael. Are they holding him in their basement?
The fact that so many people donated to his GoFundMe, like people are still donating. He's up to like $50,000.
Good.
Because that's how much people hate Angela.
She's so like, I was trying to tell my husband about it. I was just giving him like a brief about it because I was again watching the thing and laughing over and over. And he was like, "Are you okay over there?" I go, "This is so funny." And I was telling him about her, and
she's awful.
And he goes, "I don't understand. Like, why did he marry her in the first place?" I go, "Well, I think at first it started out kind of as a scam, and then he did like her and thought she was funny."
Yeah.
And they had sex a lot.
She turned abusive. Yeah.
And then
I can see why he liked her, but then she just went totally crazy.
I said
she got abusive.
I told my husband, I go, "She's physically and emotionally abusive and she's racist." And he goes, "But isn't he black?" I go, "Yes, he's black. She's racist towards her own husband."
Wait, so I need to send you something I saw on Starcasm. They showed a picture of Scotty's dad. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he's a full, very dark-skinned black guy.
Yeah, I think I don't know if that's the dad of both of her kids, but I think Scotty and Skyla have the same dad, and he's a big black guy. Yeah, I always knew that.
I never knew that, but he was also in prison because there's prison visit photos.
Excuse me, now I did not know that.
Okay, I'll send it to you after the show.
We have heard rumors that Skyla is going to be on The Single Life.
No, oh shit. Which one? I can't.
Scotty's the one that's been in prison for pedophilia.
Okay, I think this is Skyla's dad.
Yeah, but it might be the same dad as Scotty's dad. I'm not sure.
Well, his genes didn't even try if those are his biological children.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. Not even a little bit. They just said, all Angela. You can have them. You can have them.
Or maybe she had, I don't know, maybe she had those two kids with somebody else and then married that guy. I don't know.
That's what people are trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you. Yeah, because there's prison, the prison background.
Yeah, the one we love so much.
And there's Skyla and Angela and this guy.
Interesting. Huh. Yeah. All right, well, let's get into
talking about our own show.
Let's talk about our own prisoners, okay?
Right.
Okay. I don't need to waste one more breath on that Angela.
Oh my God.
Piece of crap. All right. So Love After Lockup, season 5D or season 5, episode 5 or episode 36.
Take your pick.
Pick your pick. It might be actually episode 38. Unclear. It could be 36, could be 5, anyway, I didn't even write down the title. I'm just like, whatever.
I don't even remember what the title was.
I don't even have it. I'm so sorry, guys. Normally I write it down, but I've been writing so many notes and having such a great time laughing at my reels this weekend. I just didn't even. Okay. Anyway, we start with Zeruiah. I'm going to say Zeruiah because that's how Troy says it. Like Mariah, but Zeruiah. Because I feel bad just calling her Z because there's like what you wrote me this weekend.
Z5.
Z5.
I was so glad you immediately got it.
I wrote back, not Z5. Come on now.
I said, there's so many Z children out there, so she's Z5.
I'm surprised she didn't name her kid
Me too.
Azalea or something. I don't know, but she
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm done with that. Too much,
All
too
right.
much. We're gonna start all over with the alphabet. We're gonna Z to A.
100%. I bet that has something to do with it. A to Z and something
Maybe.
about the Bible. I
Yep.
bet it does.
Yep.
All right. So we start with Grandma Karen. She's continuing to have a weed-induced breakdown. And
Yeah.
Troy says, my mom seems to be having some sort of spiritual attack and at the same time a gummy weed attack. Like, I don't know if she's
Yeah.
laughing or crying. I've never seen her quite like this. I mean, this is a woman that he grew up with his mother being a raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
And he's never seen her like this.
I know. She's having a range of emotions, but that's what happens when you've taken one too many gummies.
Never had a gummy. Matt Maher's always like, when we blah, blah, blah,
God.
you have to have a gummy. I go, I can't do it. I'm too scared of it. I can't.
You'd have to start off slow.
I can't. Why though? But what's the point of it? Like, I don't want to, I'm scared. I don't want to do that.
I'll
Scared of
teach
it.
you.
That's what Matt says. So dad is continuing his sermon and as dad is continuing the sermon, Karen is just like, woo, woo. She is laughing. She is slapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she goes, I'd like to see him every Sunday. Now, when dad is preaching, Marge Simpson's in the back and she is taking photos of the crowd for some reason. I don't know if because if she takes pictures behind him, there's that camera pointing at him. And she's like, I'm going to put this on our social media to look like we're bigger than we are, like a camera crew's watching us.
I can see her doing that.
Yeah, because we peeped their Facebook page.
It's not a very large congregation.
It's not. It is in a basement, but they do have that huge sign. Yeah.
They did. So
and it appears they have matching Mercedes SUVs. Yeah.
So there's lots of questions. Maybe they have really good regular jobs.
No, I think this is their job. And I think they have a big online thing because he has a lot of stuff online.
Oh, and a lot of people do online church services now.
Yeah, yeah.
That way, if you took one too many gummies, you could just click off when you're done.
When it gets too loud for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So also I saw on the Facebook group that he's Pastor Dr. Henry, whatever. So he's Pastor Doctor.
Yes.
Now if I would just go with doctor. If he's earned a doctorate in philosophy or something, I'd just go with doctor.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's how Dr. Martin Luther King did it. He did put pastor. What's Martin Luther King?
Reverend. He was like Reverend Dr.
Reverend Dr. Martin Luther. I guess, you know what? If I had the titles, I would use all the titles.
Maybe I would too if I just had any title.
Because I would want everyone to know.
Yeah, me too. Like I went to school for this and I need accolades.
Yes.
Okay. So he's screaming about the prodigal son being home and all this stuff, right? Meaning Troy. And then mom says, as he's saying this, oh, my titties are hanging out. Okay. This is dragging. I gotta go. Gotta go. She just walks out. And it's real obvious because there's only 7 people there.
I will say this. When she kept talking about how it's dragging on, they hold you hostage.
Yeah.
Look, I grew up in a Catholic church, and the few times that I've been to a Baptist church, they keep you all there all goddamn day long.
Yeah.
Like it really does. It keeps going and going and going and going. You're like, I got shit in the crock pot. I gotta go. So
well, the thing in Mississippi, not just Mississippi, but probably most Southern churches is like the Methodists always get out like 5 minutes early because you got to beat the Baptist to lunch wherever you're going.
Right.
Wherever you're going, if the Methodist will let you out at 11:55, then you're good. You're gonna beat those Baptists because they're gonna get out 5 minutes late. It's always about beat the Baptist. Okay. So they go out, she goes out in the parking lot and she's bitching about the noise and the racket. And then Troy comes out and she goes, listen, I'm high. You took me to church like this. I took like 3 gummies. I want to get this goddamn dress off. He goes, well, that was your choice to take the gummy. So then sweet Azael comes out and Troy's like, listen, that's just your crazy ass grandma. And she's like, oh my God, I love him. She's so sweet, but I'm sorry,
Yeah.
babe. I'm going to try not to corrupt you. So Azael goes back in, and Troy starts to go back in. And she looks at the camera and goes, follow him. Stop following me. Oh, and they're like, well, this
She's
is where the
over
action
it.
is. She's where the action is.
Yeah, like you're the star of this episode. And
For
you were the
sure.
star of the episode last week as well. So
yeah,
we need more Karen in the camera. She's a mess.
She's a mess. And so in his talking head, Troy goes, I think my mom being at church really brought up a lot of feelings from her past, from her drinking and drugging days and running the street. And I hope one day she actually can verbalize what it is that this, made her feel and everything. So back inside, Zeruiah tells Azael, go outside and get her. And Azael goes back out again and goes, my mom told me to come out here and tell you to come inside. And because you're supposed to meet my grandparents. And she goes, no, not now. Just tell them not now, baby. I got to go. I tell them I'm sickly. Just make up stuff.
She's telling, the high woman is telling the preacher's grandson to go inside the church and tell a lie.
And lie.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's terrible. Anyway, go do it. And she's muttering, she goes, they got to come on. I'm hungry. I'm high. And this is why I don't want to go to church. They hold you hostage. Now, I'm going to apologize to those parents. I might can meet them later, maybe after they smoke their weed or whatever. I was like, oh, God. Oh, God. This is when I saw the matching Mercedes SUVs.
She's going to corrupt. She's trying to corrupt anybody that she can.
It's TD gold. So they all go out to the parking lot to meet her. Now, this is when I noticed. So I sent you the screenshot of he had like a pair of Air Jordans like under his chair. Yes. Troy did. And when he comes out to the parking lot, he's carrying those Air Jordans and a garment bag. So I wonder if like the parents got him a gift of like a nice suit and some new shoes or something.
Yeah, they probably have Psalm 45 on the bottom of it. And that's like his preacher suit because they are dead set on him becoming a preacher.
Which is crazy because he's never shown any interest in that.
None.
So they all walk out to the car and they're like, now, nice to meet you. How are you doing? How are you doing? She goes, not great. I don't like to fucking be exposed. You shouldn't expose people like that. Like he had a whole sermon and I was feeling that and I liked it, but he exposed me. And they were like, okay. So it's super nice to meet you. And listen, we're going to tell you something. We just love seeing you. And one thing we know, you are yourself and we love you.
Yeah, 100%. She's all hers. You have to wonder what they are really thinking in their minds. Because on the way back inside that church, they were talking hella shit about that woman.
They were like, first she gets pregnant by one inmate and then marries his cellmate and then brings that guy home with his crazy mother who's high up in our church.
She originally told us that she took 2 gummies. But then the truth really came out. She took 3.
She said to 3. She takes 4 in a day. So she took 3.
Almost a whole daily dose. Yes, that's where she fucked up at. And there's nothing she could do. She's got to ride that wave. There's nothing, everything she kept saying, like, I've been there before. Like, you just got to ride the wave. There's nothing you can do.
It's going to be hours.
Go lay down.
It's going to be hours.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, as mom and dad are talking to Troy and, Zeruiah, oh God, Zeruiah and Azael outside the car. Yeah. The mom is muttering in the car. It's just hot. It's freaking hot in the car. It's hot in the car. And Zeruiah's like, well, we can open the door. I don't want the door open. You're exposing me.
So they also could have just started up the car.
They're just like, they kept like opening and closing the door, like to fan her in and out. Like she was like a baby. That was asleep in the car that they were trying not to move.
They'll wake her up.
In the talking head, mom goes, Karen says she feels exposed. And, I feel that. And if that's what she believes, then that's what she believes. And I'm just going to keep her in my heart. Bless her.
Don't bring her back here anymore. Like, we're good on Karen. We've seen enough.
And then, they're leaving and she's like, we got to get ready. We're going to Buffalo tomorrow or whatever. And Troy says, my wife's parents think that I'm going to be a minister one day, but I have other plans for myself. Like, I got to get out here and acclimate to the world. He said, I'm not going to be a pastor or a minister. No, you're not.
Yeah, no. And they're wrong for trying to pressure him into doing that.
It's weird. It's not like he has expressed like all my life I wanted to be a minister.
Yeah.
I went on the wrong path and now this is my chance.
No, I mean, I can see you getting up one day and at church and giving your testimony.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
you don't have
About
to become a
how you
preacher to do that.
know how you changed your life and everything.
Well, how you
Um,
started your life with you started dating your cellmate's wife
oh, well, let's go
and how
back to
things went on from there.
yeah, I mean, we could go back to, his mom, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And so okay, well, we've already discussed it. Sorry, I'm putting strengthener on my nails. This is
Well,
very I mean, don't let me
I'm
don't let my manicure get in the way of a good podcast.
well,
I
I'm sitting over here doctoring a runny nose, which I just discovered right before the show how
Yes.
my nose is always running because the dog, the Chiweenie, is always on this particular couch.
Yeah.
And I'm never on this couch unless I'm recording. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
my nose does not run like this, like during the day, but that's what it
Now
is.
you figured it
What
out.
I'm
You got to
talking.
get a little yeah.
Yeah.
All
Mhm.
right, let's go to Kim and Joey. Now, lots of people said when he came back in the house, he seemed high. I saw that
Oh,
on some of the Reddit and stuff. Did you think that?
yes. He looked
Oh,
high the whole goddamn time.
see, I didn't pick up on that he was acting different, but I did notice his man hips now since you had pointed him out. I was like, oh, he does have man
You
hips.
just now notice
Yeah, I
those
did.
childbearing hips.
But did you think he seemed high? Lots of people were like, oh, maybe he's
His
on like
eyes,
methadone
well,
program or something.
well, maybe he is, but he was most definitely on something.
Yeah, I think he said he was on some sort of like methadone type of program that
Okay.
it's a drug that you take if you're a opioid addict to not I think it's still also
Right.
really bad for you and you don't want to be on that either.
Yeah, something was going on.
Um so he walks in and she goes, "Well, you've been gone a while. Where'd you go?" She's annoyed with him and he's trying to kiss her and everything. She reminds us she has an air tag in his car, so he's not getting
Yeah.
away with shit. And she showed us where she put it in the car too. I was like, "Oh, he'll never figure that out." It was like tight
No.
down in a side pocket. Yeah.
And I think like in one of his bags, there's an air tag.
Oh, I think she, like, put it under the panel on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
She
smart.
ain't sneaking off anywhere. Yeah, she's very
Mm-mm.
smart for a
So
person who's dating a prisoner.
right, right.
Yeah.
So it's an hour later, and Poppy, her dad, and Miss
Mhm.
Tammy, his
Mhm.
mom, are coming over. So Tammy comes in. She's in her Christmas, fine sweatshirt and everything, and she comes in with Joey's niece, Savannah. Now,
Yeah.
Joey must have a brother or sister or somewhere that's like, "I'm not filming, but if Savannah wants to go, she's over 18. I can't stop her." Right.
Well, Savannah wanted to get that, $100 so she could fix that missing nail that she had.
Oh, I didn't see that. Was one of her nails gone?
Oh God, yeah.
Well,
Mhm,
she gotta get over to
mhm.
Tatum's toes. They're all in the family.
I know she gets family discount now.
Gosh. So Savannah takes him outside because the producers told her to, because this was very
Right.
staged. And was like, I just wanted to tell you, now that you're out, I got to tell you how much you hurt me. In sixth grade, I found a needle of yours in the bathroom. And that was life changing for me because I didn't know what any of that was or what that meant. And so, I mean, I got to say, I 100% believe this story and think if you're in sixth grade and you find your druggy uncle's heroin needles, that's got to be pretty life changing. Because somebody has to
Yeah.
explain to you what it is, like, that's awful.
When she first said life change, I was like, oh my gosh, she stuck the needle in her arm. But she
Keisha.
didn't do that. Thank God. Well, I did. Because I was like,
Oh,
life changing. I was like, oh shit, she stuck. But no, I got it. That was very traumatic to find that.
it was just
Me as
like
a kid, well, I probably would have poked myself with it. I was
it was
just
just
that
like
kid.
yeah, like the loss of her innocence, she had to be like,
Yeah.
"What's this?" And probably her,
Right.
she says, "In 2018, I gave you $40 that you said was for a train
Yeah.
ticket, and you used it for drugs, and I didn't have that $40, and I
That
gave
was
it to
bad.
you, and then you used it for drugs." And he's like, "I'm changed. I'm not like that anymore. I'm really sorry." And she goes, "Well, you're just gonna have to show me, like, your words don't mean anything." And he says, "I
Yeah.
know my words don't mean anything, and I'm gonna show that you can trust me." And he hugs her and goes, "I'm gonna do good. It's okay. I'm gonna do good."
He
Uh,
had the emotional capacity of a potato during this scene.
I think he's very numbed out with whatever he's taking.
He very numbed. I like that
Yeah.
hug he gave her. Then he started like, good doggy, patting her on the head. I'm like, please stop patting her on the head. She's
Well, he
not
still thinks
sleepy.
she's probably in his mind, she's like 12, but she's like obviously 20
Well, she's
something.
not. She's a full grown woman.
Yeah.
And you're just,
I know.
of everything in that whole scene, it was the patting on the head that just got me. I'm like, stop.
I can't get over his hair. I just can't get over his hair and his lack
And
of
that,
connection
yeah.
between this. All right. So now we're reminded, Dad wants to talk, Poppy wants to talk to him about the stolen dirt bike from 20 years ago.
He's not going to get over it.
Mm-mm.
He's just not going to get over it.
So Poppy has walked in, and when he walks in, Tammy, the dad, Tammy, oh God, sorry. What, God, I just forgot his name. Joey's mom, Tammy.
Poppy.
Gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tammy.
Joey's mom, Tammy, walks in and she goes, "Well, hey, Ed. Hey."
She lit up when she saw Poppy.
She got all excited about Ed.
She sure did. Hot and bothered.
Um, and then they're about to open presents because now the grandparents have brought presents. And he goes, "Hey, I want you to go over there and look under the tree. I got a gift for you." And she goes to open it, and he gets down on a knee and proposes. And he goes, "I want you to take that crappy ring off, and here's a real ring." And she's like, "Oh my gosh."
It was a nice size ring.
It was, yeah. Now listen, for what he
Yeah.
paid, I think he could have gotten a bigger one. I'm gonna be honest.
I just feel like if that's all the money that I had,
Mm-mm.
I don't think I would have spent it on a ring.
I wouldn't either. So he
No
says,
way.
I would be like, "Here's to the household expenses since I'm going to be living off you until I
I
can
think
get a
she'd
job."
appreciate that a lot more.
Yeah. So he tells us that he wanted her to have a nice ring, and the ring was $3,700.
Mm-mm.
He did a lot of gambling in prison and saved his money, has nothing to do with drugs. He sacrificed sometimes getting his extra ramen noodles just to save up this money. So Kim says to Tammy, "Did you know about this?" And she goes, "I plead the fifth." Now Ed takes Joey outside and says, "Okay, great. You just proposed without ever talking to me, but all right."
Right.
And he says, "Moving forward, what I need to see from you, I need to see you working. I need to see you taking care of these kids, and I need you to leave that other life behind." And he
Right.
goes, "Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm changed. I'm going to do all that." And he says, "Now, my son," now this is interesting, right? Because now we're hearing
Mhm.
about it's Kim's brother that got this story. He
Uh-huh.
says, "My son was convinced that you and his cousin," so that would be his nephew,
Mhm.
but he doesn't claim him. So he just says, "My son and his cousin."
It's cousin.
He says,
That's like
"My,"
me saying James's sister instead of my sister-in-law.
right, somebody in your
Yeah.
family. Yeah.
You just don't claim them. Yeah.
"My son was convinced that you and his cousin stole that dirt bike. And I'm having a real problem getting over that, even though you were 14 and you've literally been in jail 6 times since then." But
Like he has paid for, like, let's say he had gone to jail for stealing, what was it, an ATV, a dirt bike,
yeah,
four-wheeler, whatever it was.
yeah,
He's done his time plus, plus, plus.
yeah, yeah.
What? Yeah. So let's just let it go, Poppy.
He just wants him to admit it. And
He's never gonna do that.
and Joey says, "Hey, listen, I did buy stolen things, but I never went into nobody's house and stole nothing." See, but it was stolen out of a garage. So there's where he's
He
using
didn't
his
technically
words.
go inside the house.
No.
He went at the
Mm-mm.
garage.
So Dad tears up as he always does when talking about his daughter. And he says, "I just want my daughter to be happy. And I hope you
Yeah.
can do that." In the talking head, Dad says, "I hate to say it, but I think he's lying about that motorbike, about that dirt bike. He's never going to get over it. He's literally going to be on his last breath. Just admit it." Yeah, just admit it. He says, "I think he's lying about that dirt bike, but I gave him my blessing because she's as happy as I've seen her in 6 or 7 years. But I got my eye on Joey, and yeah, I still think he's going to be doing drugs within 3 months."
Well,
What?
true. We all kind of think that too. And the fact that you say your daughter hasn't been as happy as 6 or 7 years, yet she birthed 2 children, I guess that wasn't enough to make her really happy.
I think because she had those bad relationships with that other guy or whatever. I mean,
Mm-mm-mm.
wow.
Yeah.
So now let's go to Bianca and Daniel. Now I didn't get to talk
Oh
about
my
them
gosh.
before because you talked about them with Kimberly and then we didn't have them
Yes.
last week. But
Uh-huh.
I really cannot believe when you and Kimberly were talking about the friend Andres, you did
Yeah.
not say George Michael because that was George Michael Wham hair, exact George Michael Wham hair. That's what it looked like. It
I
was
got
such
so many DMs. They're like, "Oh my gosh, when you said John Cougar Mellencamp," they're like, "I passed out laughing." Like they're like, I that's all I. That is all I saw. Like he has a good head of hair.
well,
But
he
I don't know
does.
what was going on with that. I don't even know what kind of style or it was just
Ve
fluffed. He just got a blow dryer, just fluffed it.
He just really did it
Yeah,
back.
he really
Yes,
did.
but it did look like George Michael from
George
Wham.
Michael with Wham.
Yeah.
Now that you
Mhm.
said it, yeah, yeah.
He looked like him completely, actually. I was like, George Michael came back to life. Um, so Bianca, bless Bianca's heart, she is not playing with a full deck.
Oh
She's
no,
just not. I don't
no.
know what if
Uh-uh.
she was like that before the accident or after, but
I have a feeling she was like that before the accident.
okay. So she's 23, she's unemployed. Daniel, 31, aggravated DUI, third degree burglary. He's in prison for 4 years. And I gotta say something. This is a very good looking man.
Oh yes, he's like by far one of the better looking
Yeah.
prisoners that we've had throughout all the seasons.
Yeah. And I even from his picture, I was like, oh, he's pretty cute. But then when we saw him this week, I was like,
Yeah,
now he's got a
yeah, he's
potty
got it
mouth on
going
him, but
on.
he's cute. Um,
And he's dealing with a dummy.
I mean,
I
a
was,
dummy, a
yeah,
dummy with money.
that's the worst. She's gonna blow through that. Like, first of all, why would you tell the person in prison how much money you have in savings?
Right. Right.
Mm-mm,
Right.
mm-mm.
So she's on the phone with Daniel, just the phone, not the video. And her roommate
Right.
Haley is there too. And she's telling him, I spoke to your parents on the phone, and your dad asked me if I was mentally unstable. And and he
It
goes,
was
"Oh
funny.
wow, I'll talk to him about that. Like that's weird. That was pretty weird." She was like, "Yeah, it's pretty rude." I was like, "I
I,
think the dad was totally trying to make a joke."
joking. I think he was. He was. No one would just say that he was joking, but at the same damn time, that was a good question.
He wanted to know, actually. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. Yeah. Um, and so Haley tells Daniel, Bianca's leaving us and we're all very worried about it. We don't know
Mhm.
you. And he goes, I understand. You just have to like trust that I'm going to take care of her. And in her talking head, Haley goes, yeah, Bianca's my roommate. And no, I don't have high hopes for this. I think Bianca's going to be crushed. She could have anybody. So, like, why? Why? I'm just scared for her. I'm just scared for her. Now, I don't know if
And Haley,
Bianca could have, I don't know if Bianca could have anybody,
yeah,
but
anybody. She could have better.
she could have, that's great. That's perfect,
She
Keisha.
could have better
That's
than
perfect.
someone in
Yeah.
prison. I mean, and Haley's worried about, well, bitch, who's gonna pay that other half of the rent while you're going 4 months in Arizona?
Haley's really cute, and that dog was really cute too.
So Haley reminds me of two actresses. One of them is Mae Whitman,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is
I love Mae Whitman.
she reminds me of her, and then she also because Mae Whitman and this girl look alike. Her name is Allison, and she played in Drag Me to Hell.
You lost me.
Yeah, and I can't remember, but she looks just like all three of them are sisters.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay. So Haley tells Bianca, you seem like blinded by love and you're very
Yeah.
defensive, but you got no doubts. Like, are you thinking all this through? And she goes, I mean, you know what? Like, I mean, I'm so sure of it. Like, I sent him marriage papers because you can do that and get married in prison. I sent him the marriage papers, but he didn't go through with it. He was like, no, like, we shouldn't do that. And she's like, okay, well, that's the only smart thing you've ever said that he's done. Like, what the fuck is wrong
Yeah.
with you? What
He's
is
got
wrong
more
with
sense
you?
than you do. She's I don't know, she's weird, young.
Something
There's a
clicking.
lot going on, but nothing at all is going on with her.
So in her talking head, she goes, I don't know. I think Haley's just being dramatic because I'm going to move. And, I get to experience more things than she'll ever get to experience in her life because she's stuck here. Like, I get to go on an adventure, and I think she's just jealous.
You're going
Girl,
to Arizona.
Haley also could leave at any time. It's not
Yeah.
communist Russia. I mean,
Yeah, she's
it's just
acting like she's
Florida.
going to like this beautiful country or like she's going to Greece or something. Like you're going
Right.
to Arizona.
Right.
Stop it.
I'm going to experience more things than she'll ever get to experience in her life. I go, girl, you're going to Arizona. What are you
Wow.
talking about?
Yeah. That's how you know that it's just The light bulb is just not, it's flickering. The light
It's a
bulb is flickering. Yeah.
it's a little dim.
Mm-hmm.
So she says, and no, we're not engaged, but I consider us engaged. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. But once he gets out, I'm going to need a ring on my finger. I mean, even if it's like $20, because like I think we're engaged. Well, if you didn't say, will you marry me? Then you're not engaged, you dummy.
Yeah. And I have a feeling she's going to go buy her own ring.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. She's the type.
She could use one of Kim's. Kim's got two now. So she's
Right.
getting ready to do this video visit, and she's wearing a sweatshirt, and she explains like they have to be modest on the video visits or whatever. I was like, okay, well, what about Ayana that we saw last season, who was doing full booty claps for her man on the video visit?
I guess it depends from state to state. Yeah,
God.
as we're learning.
She says that Daniel is her best friend, and it's solely built on an emotional connection, not physicality. And she knows once they get together in person, everything's going to be fine. Seems like she's been to visit him once. It seems like Haley said you've only seen him once. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she
Which
gets
is
on.
odd.
Well, they've only been together like 4 months.
Okay, well, maybe it's not that odd.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was a little bit. I thought they were together a little bit longer than that.
I think it's 4 months, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe she said different. So he gets on and he comments that her hair looks pretty. And she's like, yeah, it's darker now. And he goes, yeah, it just looks really long and pretty. And they only get to do this phone call once a week, this video call. And she goes, I feel like lately we're not like communicating very well. And he goes, and she says she feels like he's been a little different. And he goes, babe, I'm getting out of here in 29 days. And I've been in here since March of 2020. So I'm a little anxious, and maybe that's coming out in ways I'm not realizing. I'm just programmed in here to follow the rules. I'm set in my ways. This is what I'm used to. So getting out is going to be like a quick change. It's going to be terrifying. So I'm like, wow, here's a person actually verbalizing it instead of getting out and just freaking out,
Yeah. Yes. We don't see that very often.
I wish that they would be like, okay, for everybody that's getting out in the next month, you have to take this class. How to live in the real world. Here are things that they're doing in the real world you've never seen. There's a little card and that'll open your hotel door. What? Yeah.
And also like help you go in the elevator to your hotel room. Like they don't know
anything,
these things at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, key fobs. They don't know about Apple Pay.
None of it.
They don't know anything.
They don't understand about messaging somebody on text. Like it's crazy. So he says, I feel lucky I've got you. You're my biggest support system. And she goes, yeah. So like, I'm going to want to drink and stuff. And I hope that doesn't trigger you.
Oh my gosh. She's an asshole.
And he goes,
of course it's going to trigger him.
And he goes, dude, I'm telling you, if you fucking drink every day, like, I don't know how I'm going to handle that. And she goes, what if one night I drank like a whole wine bottle and I get drunk? How are you going to handle it? And he laughs. He goes, a whole wine bottle, because the way she said it was so stupid. Instead of bottle of wine, a whole wine bottle. And he goes, a whole wine bottle, huh? And he goes, well, that's a lot of wine. So I guess I'd hold your hair back when you're puking. And she goes, oh my God, like I don't want to be like that. And okay. And then the talking head, she goes, look, I don't have a drinking problem, but I am 23 and I like to go out and have drinks. And every so often I like to get drunk. So, I am worried about the role alcohol is going to play in our relationship, and me drinking for him is like a hard no. And he can be a bit controlling about that and overbearing.
You know what the really fucked up part about it is, besides the fact that his mom said if he drinks, he will start back using. You were in a whole car accident and almost died.
Because of a DUI.
Because of a DUI, you were too drunk to recognize that the person who was driving you was too drunk to drive.
That drove up an airport ramp.
Yeah. So there's just we've heard her talk more about drinking than we've heard her talk about anything else.
This is my note here is, what is wrong with this girl?
Yeah.
She sought out a man in prison for aggravated DUI. To help her heal from her own trauma. And now she's annoyed that the person who's in prison for an aggravated DUI doesn't want her to drink. Oh my God.
So much that the fact that she said, I need to find a prisoner who's in there for a DUI because they can relate to me. No, bitch, you need to go to like a group where other people have been victims of, someone drinking and driving.
Yes.
They will identify with you. Something's just wrong with her. I don't think she passed the 5th grade.
It's something is just crossing
She
over in
needs
the
therapy.
synapses.
Yeah.
So she says,
She's not going to
well,
do well in Arizona.
well, I wish I was in a normal relationship. I mean, I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Didn't
And
know
he
that
gives her a
until
look
now.
like, what the fuck? And she goes, you know what I mean? I mean, like, I wish I was with somebody I could, someone to be fine for me to drink, even though I sought you out because you're an alcoholic. Oh my God,
Yes.
crazy.
And in prison, he's going to run from her.
He is. He's going to be the normal one
Yes.
here. He's going to be the normal
Yeah,
one
he
here.
already is.
Yeah. And he goes, look, I'm almost done here. You know, he means for our relationship. This is the worst of the worst. And she goes, well, I don't know if this is the worst. I mean, yeah, I think that him being in prison is pretty much the worst it's going to get for your relationship, you dummy.
Yeah,
She is so
yeah.
dumb. She is
Unless
so
she
dumb.
like forces him to drive drunk again.
Right. Then he could go back to prison. She could be dumb, and then she could look for another inmate.
Yeah.
Um, and she goes, well, we don't know if this is the worst. I mean, I think when you get out, like, we don't know what to expect. I mean, you're going to be overwhelmed. And he goes, I'm going to hit the ground running. I've got so much opportunity. And she goes,
Right.
yeah, like, I hope you get a good job. And he says, there's a job fair coming up in the next couple of days. I'm going to go and check that out. And he goes, any problems we have, we're going to face them together. And her talking head, she goes, yeah, like, I know we're going to spend our lives together, but I can't spend all my savings on him. Like, I'm already spending so much on this move. And maybe it's a red flag that he's just letting me make this crazy decision and spend all my money. Like,
How can he stop you?
this girl,
It's delusional.
I'm furious at her.
She's
And she goes,
delusional.
when he gets out, he has a month to get a job. And then I'm going to be like, I've had it. And then I'm still going to live here for 4 months because I've already paid for it. Okay.
Okay.
So
He
now
can't leave the state for 90 days.
Mhm.
That didn't mean that you had to move to
Where he is.
Arizona during those 90 days. You
You
could have
could go
just
visit.
waited until, yeah. And
Yeah.
then she's having her car shipped and all this shit. I'm like, why did you drive?
She's stupid. So,
Yeah, she really
um,
is.
now we see another scene. So she's saying goodbye to Lila, Haley's dog. Thank God it's Haley's dog and
It's
not her
Haley's dog.
dog.
Yes, amen.
Um, and she's packing up and she's like, I'm just stressed because I have to be at the airport in a couple of hours and I'm not fully packed and I got to drop off my car to ship and I've got a lot to do and not a lot of time. I'm going to miss my friends. I'm going to miss the beach and all my friends that I've made here. And I guess I'll just have to be like long distance friends. I'm really going to miss like the sunny weather because Arizona, that's like the desert. I like the humidity. I have so much trauma in Florida and I don't care if I'm running away from it. Now
I
she
don't
tells
feel
us,
like she's been hitting that sun very much. Not
I
she's
mean,
pretty pale looking. Like she doesn't partake in the sun at all in Florida.
no. Mm-mm. Now she does tell us a side story that she was engaged at 21. Now she's only 23 now, so this wasn't very long
Mhm.
ago. She was engaged when she was 21 and she was pregnant, but then she lost the baby at 15 weeks and
Mhm.
she cries about it and says, I don't ever like to talk about this, but she says, I know that if I had that baby, I would be stuck in this toxic relationship with a child. And so in a lot of ways, it was like the universe, whatever. And I do one day want to be a mother. I felt like I was always meant to be a mother. And I hope Daniel is everything he portrays himself to be because I want to have kids with him. Great idea. Great
Girl,
idea.
you need mothering instead of trying to be a mom.
I'd like to meet her
Like,
mother and see what
I
happened.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've heard nothing about her parents. And
Mm-mm.
usually we do hear something about the parents. Like, my parents don't agree with me.
Yes,
They're
right.
concerned. She's mentioned nothing about her parents.
Mm-mm. So since she's so stressed out about her time, she goes to sit on the beach for a while. She's got no
Mhm.
time. She's very stressed about getting her stuff
Mhm.
done. So she goes to
Mhm.
sit on the beach and she talks about how
Mhm.
beautiful the ocean is and how she's going to miss Florida. And then
Mhm.
she prays on the beach for a sign from God. Okay. That's it.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
all right.
Remember when you could fall asleep in your makeup and still wake up glowing and beautiful like a young little nubile princess? Well, those days are over, at least for me, guys. I'm a lady of a certain age. And if you're noticing changes in your skin tone and texture and seeing those fine lines and wrinkles, you're not alone. But here's the good news. Today's sponsor, OneSkin, has developed a skincare line that targets these changes where they start, and that's your cells. That's like underneath it all. Okay. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to cleanse and pat your skin dry and apply the OneSkin topical supplement twice a day. If you have products you already like that you just can't live without, their topical face, eye, body, the shield, that's the sunscreen, they can all be used with the other products and easily fit into your routine. What I do, wash my face and put the OneSkin on first, let it kind of dry up a little bit, and then put whatever I want right on top because I've got some things I really love. And I also use the eye topical supplement as well. Their topical supplements are powered by their proprietary peptide OS1. It's scientifically proven to target the dysfunctional cells that start to accumulate around age 30. These are the cells that make your skin just like dull and dry and more prone to those lines and wrinkles as we get older. All of OneSkin's products for the face and the body are backed by lab and clinical studies, and they have more than 8,000 five-star reviews. You guys, I use my topical supplement on the back of my hands because I'm starting to really notice that's a place that I'm aging, and I don't want my hands to look like that. My gosh. For a limited time, you can try OneSkin for 15% off using the code PINKSHADE when you check out. So you're going to go to oneskin.co. oneskin.co. And when you check out, use code PINKSHADE for 15% off. Again, I am recommending the facial topical supplement and the eye cream. The body stuff is great. The sunscreen is great, but these are the ones I recommend. So go to oneskin.co for 15% off. Use code PINKSHADE and then tell me what you think. Thanks. Let's move on to Julian and Christine. Okay. Lots of commentary this week again about her jaw, what's happening. I sent you some pictures of the track marks all over her hands and her arms that the production zoomed in on. I did not notice it, but her arm was on his hand and the production like zoomed in on all the track marks all over. Now, I posted that in the Facebook group. Somebody said they're old track marks. What do I know from track marks? Perhaps they are.
I think I told you what maybe butt bites.
You bless your heart. Yeah. Yeah. What, she got attacked on one arm by a mosquito? That's
it happens.
Okay.
You've never been attacked by one mosquito like 55 times?
I have, but not to where it leaves tiny little red dots with bruises around them all over them down my arms. I mean, another issue that we had that I noticed and sent to you, and you said you noticed it, and then it went to the Facebook, and lots of people had noticed it. Her pink choker around her neck. That I was like, God, she's got this gnarly scar. And then the more I looked, I was like, because when you go to her Facebook page, every look she's got a choker on, like this stretchy plastic line.
Yeah, I feel like that doesn't need to be her aesthetic.
That's her look. She's always got the stretchy 1987 plastic choker from Claire's on. Always.
Well, she most definitely doesn't need to wear a pink one. Because it makes it look like someone tried to cut her throat.
It looks like she has a jagged scar in a circle around her neck. Like she almost was beheaded. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's stick with like bold colors, not the color of flesh. That's strange.
All right. So they're leaving the hotel after their, fabulous night of lovemaking. And she says a sliver of her wishes. Stop, Keisha.
I know. It's disgusting.
She says a sliver of her wishes she could stay in West Virginia, but that's only because of her son. And she's going to miss pepperoni rolls because, they don't have pepperoni rolls in Annapolis. Okay. What is a pepperoni roll?
Look, that is right up there with missing a child. It's equal.
Is like sometimes I go to pizza restaurants, they have like pizza bites that are like little bites that have the pizza on the inside. Is that what that is?
That's what I was thinking that it was.
Yeah. Okay. It's like a pizza and a roll. Okay. So he says, she says, hey, since we're driving through West Virginia, you want to see the first bank that I robbed? And I was like, weird field trip, but all right. Okay.
It's coming from Christine.
This is insane. They stop at this bank. They pull into the parking lot. She gets out, shows him how she wrote the note, how she did it, what she said. You don't have to threaten violence. You just have to make a command. She read it on the internet. Make a command. They have to give it to you. You don't say anything about a weapon. And she feels bad because she could tell the woman behind the counter was scared, but she needed that money to get dope. And in prison, people would ask her, oh, what'd you do? You robbed a bank? And she's like, no, bitch, I robbed 6. Whoa.
I mean, that is some good street cred right there. But I tell you this, if I were in prison for robbing banks, the last thing I want to do when I get out is go by one of the banks that I robbed. My anxiety would be through the roof.
But I think 'cause she was so, you know, I was about to say hopped up on goofballs. I don't know. She was so fucked up that she just laughing at my own joke that she was so fucked up. She just probably it doesn't even like remember the whole. She probably saw it on the TV and was like, "Wow, look at me! I look pretty cute that day." I
Well,
mean,
I would think that if she robbed a bank, there's probably somewhere that says, please don't ever come back to this bank again.
she should have a restraining order about that bank.
That's what I'm thinking.
Be hard to get a banking account if you'd robbed a bunch of banks too. Probably,
Ooh, I didn't
probably
think
you're
about
not gonna.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a cop in the parking lot and she gets all paranoid. And probably the cop is in the parking lot because there's a camera crew following these people around a bank parking lot. Okay.
Yeah, that would pique one's interest if you're a cop.
Like what? Or the bank could have called and been like, "We don't know what's going on. There's like people out
Yeah.
there. That one bitch looks like that
And
lady
it
that
looks real
robbed us.
familiar. Yes, exactly.
I could recognize that pink choker anywhere."
Right?
Um, so they get to Annapolis and she talks about how pretty it is, and Annapolis is beautiful. I can't take that away from her. And he jokes about how he has a mansion and the servants have their night off. Ha ha ha. And then she goes, "We'll be pulling in any minute now, and then you'll be pulling out." Oh yeah.
She's so gross with her
I, I
sex talk.
I think that she just thinks this is the way to keep him. I don't it's very
I
weird.
can see him getting sick of that
Yeah, like,
behavior.
okay, it's not okay.
I get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
I get it. We're
You
gonna have
got
sex.
me.
I got it.
I'm in love with you and the jaw.
Yeah,
You got me.
right.
Yeah.
So,
If the
he was
jaw
like,
hasn't made him leave, I think she's in good. Okay.
um, so he's like, "Do you want me to carry you over the threshold?" And she goes, "No, but you know what? I haven't been able to hold a key in a while to like open the door." So he
Mm,
holds Chucky Bonkers and they walk in.
yeah.
So they go to his place, which is completely fine. I did notice the big pictures on the wall of his kids that were blurred
Yeah.
out.
I didn't know he had kids.
He said it, but I had completely forgotten about it.
Oh, okay.
He said it, like, I think on the first episode that he's divorced and had a couple of kids. Um,
Okay.
so he shows her the kids' rooms. Again, there's bleep room and bleeps room.
Yeah. Like you can't
And
even say their names.
no, that ex-wife is like, "Fuck no. Keep my kids' names out your mouth on the television."
Yes, basically. Like,
Um,
damn.
so the names are bleeped out, and in the talking head, he says, "Christine can meet my kids, but she has to meet my ex-wife first. I gotta meet the ex-wife. But right now it's a secret. And I'm stressed out about how everybody's gonna react like it's a delicate situation. You knew you were dating her,
Way exactly.
and then she was in prison, and then you knew you were gonna be dating her when she got back out of prison. You've had all this time.
Yes.
You've got all her
Yeah.
shit stacked up in your bedroom. Did your kids never go up there and be like, "What's all that stuff in the corner?"
It's very weird. It is the same when we hear like one of the ladies are like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't lose the weight that I wanted to lose while he's in prison." I'm like, "You had the time. Like you actually know exactly when they're getting out."
You had 4 years.
Or
Yeah. Mhm.
you've had plenty of time to get all of this stuff done. You've had plenty of time to tell your family, let them get over the shock. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? 'Cause they're just gonna be re-shocked when they meet her face to face. Like she's
I
a lot.
I don't know what his ex-wife does or what her profession is, but it's gonna be something when she meets Christine. It's gonna be
Yeah, she's a lot to take
she's a
in.
lot. So, he goes, "Yeah, so we're gonna go up and like see the bedroom upstairs." And he goes, "So, you're gonna need to be upstairs when the kids are here Monday, Tuesday, and every other weekend. And it's not ideal, but you can have free reign of the house when they aren't here."
I immediately said to myself, "This is Flowers in the Attic 2024. You got to hide up here. I'll send you your food, or treat
That
her like she's
is
got fucking COVID. Like, stay up here. You're quarantined. I'll bring you your food." That's
this
just
is
really
it
weird.
it's very weird. And she's right above them. Are they not gonna
I
hear
know.
her walking around and be like, "Dad, there's a burglar in the house?"
I know. I know. I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, and this is not just like every other weekend. This is twice during the week.
Right. So I wonder if they come over like Sunday night, spend the night at dad's, go to school Monday morning, go to school Monday, go to school. So they're really only there like at night and the morning before and after school. It still doesn't
Thank
matter.
God, because that gives her free reign of the house while they're at school. This is
It's
weird.
crazy. It's crazy. So, anyway, she purrs at him and it's like, this is where the magic happens. Let's get on the bed.
And she always pulls that poor man down on her. Like she always is manhandling him.
I think that she's like, this is my thing. This is how I'm keeping this guy. I'm going to show like how sexual I am. He's going to love me and I'm just going to do it. And,
look, he's
and
only been with 2 other women. I think you're good.
You're good. You're good. Also, this is where we see the marks on her arm, where the production zoomed in on it, or I wouldn't have seen it. So he is trying to talk to her about, when you're going to think about getting a job and whatever, not on Mondays and Tuesdays because you can't leave the house. But other than Mondays and Tuesdays, can you get a job?
You could get a job.
And she goes, getting a job is not my priority. You're being such a buzzkill. Like I'm trying to seduce you. Huh?
Being broke is a buzzkill.
Yeah.
That's what he's thinking.
And the talking head, he goes, look, she does need to work. She has restitution to pay. She needs help with the bills. Like now that she's out, she's going to need to
child
work.
support.
And child support. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the talking head, she goes, I don't appreciate him bringing this up. I mean, I know I need a job. You think I don't know? Like it's stressful. Like, okay.
I mean, so they're both right.
Yeah.
She literally has been out of prison for 2 days. You know what I mean? And I'm sure, like these guys always do, they make these women think you don't have anything to worry about when you get out of prison. I'm going to take care of you. And then 3 days later, they're like, you need to get a job. But on the flip side, I mean, if she's got restitution and child support to pay, she does need to get a job because he shouldn't have to pay that shit.
No, and get any job,
Yeah.
He's been taking care of Chucky Bonkers and the brother of the Chucky Bonkers. Yeah. There's 2 cats.
Roscoe's like, I don't want to be. Yeah. He's like, I don't want to be filmed. He ran right underneath that bed.
He was like, home.
Wait, Roscoe was like, what happened to your jaw? It wasn't like that.
You guys, we know that whenever we find out what's wrong with her jaw, we're going to feel bad. But
yes, we will.
Lots of people did say it's tardive dyskinesia. It's TD. And it is from taking antipsychotic medication. A lot of people say it's just from years of meth use. But I'm like, we've come across a lot of people that have had years of meth use. I guess it's just whatever is in your DNA. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm upset. Okay. Let's go.
It's not the first time we've had to feel bad about something and apologize. And we're woman enough to do that.
And we'll continue to be sorry for things we've said in the future.
Right.
Okay. So let's go to Shonta and True.
Girl, this is just a fucking mess.
So when Amy sent me last week, she sent me before the episode, she sent me, do you want to hear a spoiler about Love After Lockup? And I wrote, no. Okay. Yeah. What is it?
Yeah.
She says, Shonta is pregnant with twins. I was like, you're lying. There is no way that is true.
So here's the scoop that I've heard.
Okay. All right.
She's pregnant with the twins, but then she has a miscarriage.
Oh, that's terrible.
And she loses those twins. So the rumor is now that she's pregnant again.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll find out if that is all true.
Wow. Okay. So I was looking at her Facebook, and she's real aggro on that Facebook.
She does what?
She gets real aggro about people judging her and they don't even know. And yeah.
Well, then don't invite us into your stupid life, because a lot of shit is real stupid going on with you.
Yeah. So we open with her crying in her car from where we ended last week, and she's saying, "I ruined my whole career. Everybody was right." And now he's talking on the phone to his mean sister. He's like, pull up.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm gonna go over there and see Shonta. I'm gonna talk to her. And he walks up and is like, hey, what's up? Or what are you mad about? And she says, dude, do not get in this car.
Right. And of course he gets in the car. And this is how people get shot or stabbed. I told you not to get in here, didn't I?
Oh God. And he goes, look, like, no hard feelings. Like, we can be friends. And she goes, no. She goes, what do you want from me? Oh my God. She's bawling, crying. And so she gets out of the car, still crying. So he gets out and she's like, thank God, got him out of the car. Oh, fuck.
I
She
can go
drives off.
now.
So then that's it. That's all we get. Now we go to this next scene is Shonta. It's been 14 weeks since they broke up. She has a new job. She's moved into a cheaper home. And
So she
she
got evicted out of the other house.
Well, we didn't say that part, but she says, there's no way around it. Of course, she misses True, but she's really moved on now. After they broke up, she was very depressed. She kept to herself for about 2 weeks. She stayed in the bed, but then she snapped out of it, and now she's got this new job and is better. And he was sending her messages saying that he missed her, and we see the messages, but they have not talked. She has not talked to him, which I think is all very like, you go, girl, be strong. I feel good about it. Yeah. She's headed to a baby store to meet up with her best friend, Naya. Now, it says Janaya, but she calls her Naya, and her daughter, Monet. Monet is 19, and Monet is 30 weeks pregnant, okay? So that's 7 months. Yes.
Yeah.
So
she's almost there.
Oh, my God, her belly button was sticking out so sharply, I was concerned.
Well, I think it's because she's so tiny.
She's very tiny.
She's very, very tiny, so everything is just like
yeah, it's just like really compressed on her little skin there.
That would bother me if I were pregnant. I would like have taped it down like everything.
I would too. I would be like,
it just would bother me.
It's gonna catch on something.
Yeah.
So at the store, she's like, "What do you think about this backpack?" And she's doing this whole thing, and then she says, "Oh, it looks like a mom bag, but you're the grandma." And she goes, "Well, what if I could use it for me? Because like I'm pregnant." And they're like,
"What a way to say that."
What'd you say? Yeah, and they go, "Whose is it?" And she looks at her daughter and goes, "Bitch."
Well, it's a logical question, especially since we found out they only slept together the first night.
Maybe twice in the first night. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened all the other nights.
She must be a fertile myrtle. I will say on that Facebook group, she said she has a daughter that's like in her 20s that is a LPN and studying to get a master's degree, I guess, to be an RN. Okay. And that's her pride and joy. And then she said, and I have 2 seniors. So I guess she meant 2 high school seniors. One is
graduating early.
One's graduating early because they're so smart. And the other one is the one that's pregnant. And then,
so the other 2 grandkids, we are assuming belong to the daughter that's in her 20s.
That's a nurse. She's been with her man for 5 years or something. She said.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I'm still. Do they have to all live together? But I mean, maybe I don't know.
You know, I can't say shit. You know how many people live in my house.
I know everybody comes to Keisha's. So
yes.
Okay. So they laugh and they go, "Whose is it?" And she's like, "Bitch." And then she's like, "No, it's weird because I only had sex with him like the first night that he was out." And then her daughter goes, "I know how babies are made. Okay. No, stop.
I mean, you got to think she's fertile. He's been keeping it. I mean, this is the first time he's had sex in
17 years. 13 years.
Yeah, he probably looked at her and got her pregnant.
13 years. Yeah, 13 years.
That's a lot of buildup.
And so gross. And so she says, they're like, "Well, what does True think?" She says, "Well, True doesn't know. I haven't told him." So outside, Naya goes, "I am surprised. I am concerned. And I know Shonta is going to be doing this alone. I don't see any co-parenting situation happening here with this guy, you know?"
Yeah.
Also, Keisha, something I really, really forgot. Shoot. Hold on. I'm pulling it up because I forgot something super important that Matt Marr sent me regarding Naya, and it's this.
Hear ye, hear ye. Wig Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Keisha presiding.
All right. Wig Court is now in session. You and your wigs may now be seated.
Okay. So Matt Marr sent me a note and goes, "Wait till you see Love After Lockup this week because you're going to have a wig court." And I was like, "Who?" And then he said, "It's Naya. It's Naya."
Yeah.
What was happening with Naya's wig? So we understand that Oreo look was in for a while with the 2.
But hers was red. She was looking like a red panda, a red raccoon. It just was bad. And then what made it worse was that it wasn't done. at all.
No, she
They
had it clipped up in the back. Yeah.
all three of them, it's like no one told them they were filming that day. No one even tried. You had the daughter with the wig tied down in the front. Just if I'm gonna be on reality TV for 3 seconds, I'm coming in looking like a full drag queen.
Yes, I know that.
Yes, they didn't do anything but slap on wigs, and that was just a bad. That's just it was a lot. A bad.
I would like to say something else while we're talking about wig court. If you guys haven't gotten your eyes on Chimp Crazy,
Oh God, I told you.
that's
I
a
warned you.
that's a full wig court. That's what we were talking about when I jumped because of the spider. We were talking
Yeah.
about Chimp Crazy being that whole show should be called Wig Court.
No, this is not wig court. This is on trial. This is a whole trial. Because there's so many different wigs. And I tell you what, that woman thinks she is hot shit. Like,
oh yeah, she does.
I'm fascinated by her.
I am too.
Really am.
Sunday night will be a new episode. I'm going to be on Amy Archer's podcast talking about episode 3. The end of episode 2, when I was texting you about it, you're like, you just wait till the end of episode 2. And I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She's something.
Wow.
But I like her. She's just something. She
is just a full on compulsive liar. It's just looking right at a judge, just lying her ass off with a camera crew
fake crying and then start talking shit. The judge was like, your mic is still on. Oh, my bad.
She's something.
She's something. Yeah.
All right. Back to this. All right. Naya and her wig says, it's not going to work out.
She's smart.
Yes.
She says all the right things. She just doesn't know how to pick out a wig.
Well, Naya is she's a good friend and she's looking out for her friend. Then Shonta goes, yeah, and guess what else? You see this right here? And it says, baby A and baby B or whatever. She goes, it's twins. It's a boy and a girl. And I got to call him and tell him in the next couple of days. I don't want to. I'm not you, but it's the right thing to do, but I don't want to do it. She tells us she has 4 kids. She comes from a big family. She's always wanted a big family. But when she found out she was pregnant with True's baby, she didn't care that she wanted more kids because she did not want to have any children with this man. And she did have an appointment to terminate the pregnancy. But then she came to realize that with or without True, she wanted this. So
why wasn't she on birth control?
I don't know. Because I think everything was going to be great when they got out because they're going to open this restaurant together and all this stuff. Like they had all these dreams.
But why would you want to get pregnant that quickly?
I don't know. She's 35. Maybe she thought it wouldn't take right away, but she's fertile myrtle, man.
Well, it took. Yeah.
So
it doubled. It took and doubled.
And Naya says, I feel like she's going to take him back out of desperation. I don't want that for my best friend. I don't want that for her.
Well, we know
Shonta says, I need to call him and tell him, but I'm scared. So she calls True as he's getting gas in a big ass Infiniti that I know is $80,000. So
they are not cheap.
They
are not cheap at all.
That is not his car. And he says, he's living with a roommate now because his mother kicked him out because Tisha Shonta from the gym didn't like that I rejected her. So she called my mama and made up a bunch of stories about me.
I would love to know what the stories were.
I would love to know what they are. And I bet they were probably 95% true.
Yep. Yeah. But that's what you get.
That's what you get. Called your mama and told on you. And mama, we already met mama. She's like, okay.
They did get along already.
Mm-hmm. So, Shonta says, is your roommate a boy or a girl? And he goes, oh, why are you asking me that? And the producer says, so, who are you staying with? And he goes, oh, I'm staying with just this female friend. And the producer goes, are you knocking boots with your roommate? And he says he pleads the fifth on that.
He's got no money, so he's got to pay the half his rent some kind of way.
And his PO found out that he wasn't staying at the address he was supposed to, which I believe is Shantae's house.
It's Shantae's house, yeah.
It's in a whole other town.
Yeah, shit. And Shonta doesn't even live in that house anymore.
No, right. So he's got to go see his PO in a few days and see what he can do to stay cool. We already know he's not so into like keeping up with the PO and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So she says, so have you been working? And he goes, of course. She says, where? And he goes, why are you asking me so many questions? And she says, I'm just trying to get a life update for you. And again, everybody's noticing that he's always got this bandana wrapped around his hand. What does that mean? Is that a, what is it? Is it a fashion statement? What is it? It's stupid.
I think he thinks he's rather fashionable. So I would say it's a fashion statement because he really thinks he dresses well.
I know he does.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, listen, I got some big life altering news to tell you. And he goes, oh, really? Life altering? Okay, go ahead. And she goes, true. I'm pregnant. And he goes, is this like punked? Like, what do you mean? By who? And she goes, now, come on now. And she goes,
I mean, that's a logical question considering they only slept together one night.
And he hasn't seen her since.
Yeah.
And she goes, yep, I'm 14 weeks. Yes, obviously it's yours. And I guess what else? It's twins.
Man.
And he says, well, that is some life-altering news.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, good news or bad news? And he goes, I don't know. I'm just shocked. And why didn't you tell me before? She goes, well, I'm telling you because it's the right thing to do, but I'm not even sure I want you to be a part of it. Like, look how we ended. You know, you're proven that you can just leave and be perfectly okay. And he goes, all right, we'll talk about it when I get down there. And she goes, no. She goes, you're not coming up here. I was like, is it down or is it up? Neither one of them. Yeah.
It's off to the side.
And she goes, you're not coming up here. And she goes, I feel like you broke up with me just to tear me down. I just got over the breakup. I built myself back up. I pulled myself up. I've gotten back to work and I don't want you here. And he goes, all right, I'll see you when I get there.
He's the type that will just show up. Look how he got in the car when she's like, dude, don't get in the car. Well, let me make myself right on comfortable.
He's going to take his girlfriend's car to go see her.
He's the type of guy that would do that. Yeah.
She says, you know, in the end, I don't want him around. I want better for myself and for my kids and for these. I don't want him around. So he puts his head on the car and was like, damn.
He's using that white bandana to wipe away his tears.
He's like, I done fucked up.
Yeah, that's the look that he has on his face. Like, I really done fucked up now.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Next week on Love After Lockup, Julian tells Christine that she's ungrateful. And she goes, I shouldn't have to be grateful to have access to my own house.
I was just hungry. I needed to go to the fucking kitchen to get a snack or something.
We were out of toilet paper and I had to go. Yeah. I'm sorry that the kids saw me creep down from the attic like the attic man. So
the attic man.
Well, when we were growing up, you know, we had a thing about the attic man because we had an attic. Both of Finney and I's bedrooms were at the end of the hall, Tays was in the middle, and it hooked up. There was a closet in both of our bedrooms that hooked up to an attic, and then that attic joined in the back. So we were always talking about the attic man. So if you don't think that'll scare the shit out of you when you're like 10, like the attic man,
that's funny.
Yeah. So True arrives and Monet opens the door and goes, "Why are you here?" And shuts the door on him. He goes, "Did she just close the door on me?" And he thought it was funny. Yeah.
Well, he's technically like, is a stranger to her. Yeah, right.
Somebody's in the water.
Baby. Yeah. You get a baby. You get a baby. You get a baby.
It sounds like Kim and Joey have a fight about an engagement party. I couldn't quite track what was happening there, but it's like, fuck you, I'm not doing an engagement party. Well, I don't want to live here, whatever. And then we see a lawyer type tell Letitia, somebody is trying to profit off of your hard time, which we assume has been the paralegal with his underbite.
And she knows about that life because that's what she does for a living.
Yeah, allegedly. Now we see Hope is texting somebody and Arthur says, "Who are you texting?" She goes, and he says, "What else is a secret with her?"
She's hoish. That's how she comes off to me.
Agree.
Kind of hoish.
And that's fine and good if you want to be hoish, but everybody's got to be on board with the hoism. And I don't think he's on board with the hoism.
Yeah, he's not on board with it. No, he wasn't the last time you were hoeing around and, No. Mm-hmm.
So Zeruiah tells Troy with Karen standing right there, "I'm not going to Buffalo. Leave me alone. Pack your shit and get the fuck out."
Now, what the hell happened?
What could have happened just to get home to pack to go to Buffalo? What happened?
Yeah. Because I know Karen's ass passed out once they got home. So
she was asleep in the car. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, what could have happened? So
I don't know.
I don't
know.
I can't figure it out.
She did.
Maybe because he's going to see his ex so he can see his child. I don't know.
Maybe. But we do see we had seen clips of that, of him getting to see his kid, which all looked very like cute and normal. So obviously they go. That's it, guys, for Love After Lockup with Keisha. You guys, if you like this podcast and you like Keisha's podcast, what you should do in Apple, you could just scroll to the bottom and you could click 5 stars. You know?
Yeah.
And if you don't feel like it's 5 stars, just don't do anything, because lesser stars is worse.
Yeah. And
yeah.
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 And sometimes the reasoning behind them are like,
Well, listen, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say it at
don't
all.
say nothing at all. That's my motto. Don't start none, won't be none. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say shit at all. That's it.
And you know what else? There's lots of podcasts to listen to.
Like millions of podcasts.
Millions. Everybody's got a podcast. Now, not everybody's got a podcast for a long time. With staying power.
Not like the Libra Lounge.
Not like the Libra Lounge.
So, no.
Keisha, I want you to update your pictures on the Libra Lounge, by the way, because your pictures are cute, but that's not what you look like anymore.
Yeah, I was a good 300 something.
Right.
Pictures. That's so funny that you said that, because there's another podcast that I did and she's like, hey, I need headshots. And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't have any updated headshots at all.
You've got a lot of real good pictures, but you need like some professional headshots.
Headshots. Yeah. So next week, when I asked you, can we record on Saturday instead of Sunday?
Yeah.
Producer James and I are having a photo shoot.
Fun.
For our 10th anniversary, which was a couple of weeks ago. But, we have no wedding day pictures.
Yeah. Are you going to put on a wedding dress? I mean, you could. Oh, I'll see. Okay. Well, while you get those pictures made, get some of just yourself. And those will be your headshots. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I mean, you're already paying the photographer. You may as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Might as well. Yep.
Everybody follow the Libra Lounge with Keisha. And I want to say that here on this podcast tomorrow is going to be Before the 90 Days with Kimberly. We're putting that's going to be on the free feed before the 90 days. And I'm trying to think. So HEA is over. So we're going to do 90-day toe is going to go over to the $5. You guys are just, if Matt Sharp wouldn't continue to give us so many great programs, then I wouldn't have to do all this juggling. But anyway, tomorrow on the free feed will be the first episode of season 7 of Before the 90 Days. It's very good. There's some very whacked out people. Tiger Lily that we talked about earlier. And then there's a guy named Lauren who has like a fetish for transgender women. And that's disturbing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird. And so far, so good. And there's another guy that's like paralyzed, possibly in some sort of gang hit, but he's just like,
wow.
Yeah, it's
they're mixing it all up.
They're mixing it all up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That actually sounds exciting.
It's really good. And then this Thursday, I will have on Jodine Weber to talk about the latest true crime stories and Bravo. So that's what's going on over here. Over on the Libra Lounge with Keisha, I can imagine you're still talking about J-Lo and Ben, or what happened this week in pop culture that you're going to have to discuss.
And, well, we're about to wrap up the Surreal Life, because we've been following Wig.
How's Wig? Yeah.
You know how Wig is. Wig be wigging and Wig be lying. And lots with her and her children as well. Because her daughter finally got charges for that whole incident. So, and her children are just so dumb.
Well, we don't know about the younger ones yet. The younger ones might be okay.
The ones that she raised primarily by herself are pretty dumb.
Yeah, Amy Phillips did a really funny TikTok, and Andy put it on Watch What Happens. No, we didn't put that one on Watch What Happens Live. He did one with Shannon Bedore and Alexis. But Amy Phillips, meet Amy Phillips, I believe, on Instagram. She did a very funny reel and a TikTok imitating Kim Zolciak from The Surreal Life. Is funny because she's like, I am divorced. I'm not divorced. Who told you that? Like, no, I am divorced, bitch. This is not even a wedding ring. It's hilarious. I haven't even watched the show, and I was like, no, that shit's funny. Yeah.
She talks about it so much. Someone goes, we are just so sick of her talking about her fucking divorce. That's all she talks about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's a
Typical
mess.
Kim.
It's a mess.
Yes, she's a mess.
All right. Well, I will have to listen to that episode because I'm interested. Everybody follow and listen to the Libra Lounge with Keisha and follow me over on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod. I am going to put up that funny reel at some point this weekend about the one that Amy and I did where I did my Angela imitation, and bless my heart.
I cannot wait.
Laughed at myself.
Can't wait.
All right. That's it, Keisha. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.